Welcome back to the Reality Guys. I'm your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by my co-host, Brian.
Good, everybody.
And today, joined by special guest, BagFace.
Hello.
We're here, guys. Love is Blind, season 7, week 3. This is episodes 10 and 11. Full spoilers, obviously. Check out all our reviews from the past weeks. Check out our TikToks as well. Guys, this is they are horrible people. It's the worst cast of all time. These people suck. We've been saying it all year, but the crescendo of this week, and I'm sorry, like I literally have said throughout this, the guys this season were the worst guys we've had, but at least we had Tim. At least we had Tim, a beacon of hope, a decent guy, going to meet the father, shaking the hand, doing the whole thing, kissing babies. And this guy is a total narcissist. This guy, again, what happened off screen? I need to know what happened off screen in this relationship because everything they showed on screen showed them as a pretty good couple. And this guy is like the most understanding dude. But that couch scene, man, I mean, he was already packed and ready to go. Grabbed his jacket, dipped. I'm in shock. So Bry, start in the back. I want to get your just instant reactions to them.
Yeah, it's a little surprising to me, but I think a lot of our commenters have been like against like you in that aspect. They're like Tim sucks. So it was funny. Like they've had a better clock, I think, on the show this season than we have. Because I feel
The
like
pulse
every
index.
single week, we're like, oh, I really like this guy. Then they do something really dumb, and then like Tim was the one, and he like it was cold blooded. I guess is the only way I would say about it.
I uh I'm Team Tim, which might not get me a lot of love in the comments, but I just I I think I've had a couple bad girlfriends in my life, and watching the way they interact, it felt like she wasn't really stoked on him. And I think the stuff that happened off camera was probably just him maybe sticking up for himself a little bit. Like, hey, you're kind of mean to me and you kind of ignore me. And I don't know, the whole like falling asleep after the family thing. I guess she was up for a few hours and talking to his family, which is fair. But I feel like you got to push through when the family's there. It's your first time meeting them. You can't just go be like, it's my nap time and like pass out. I don't know.
I agree with that. The nap thing.
4 hours.
Yeah, I mean, even more when he was like, they drove 10 hours to be here. I mean, just show like yourself a little bit more in like, I mean, I mean, I'm not really totally familiar with you, but like Bill and I, like we're married. I remember the first time I met like my in-laws, like you're on your best behavior, like almost like you're like not wearing nicer clothes, like you're just trying to be there. You're like nodding your head to things you don't really even care about. You're like just trying to smile
I
and
helped
like
my wife move out of her like
yeah, like
apartment like the first time I met them.
I
Like
can understand why he's upset there, but again, like what this couple to me is annoying because everything happened off camera, so like it's hard to get a real true gauge of like what really is happening. Like, what did she call him in that fight in the first batch of episodes? Like, why is he like what was the switch that besides that it couldn't have been just the nap? Like, it's just annoying that this couple really annoys me. Like, we needed secret cameras here, and it's just kind of a bummer that we're not seeing it.
how does broke ass Big Brother catch everything? Like, and we gotta like guess in this show. It's Netflix for Christ's sake. Like,
Yeah.
body cam. I don't care. Like, but like, she I had said back at week 1, I thought she'd got like super drunk and just like wild out on him a little bit, which I'm like, yeah, that happens all the time in relationships. Welcome to being like in a marriage. But like, then last week when we got another of the if I see one more goddamn black screen with text on it telling me what the happened in this season, I'm gonna
Yeah.
lose my sheesh. I'm gonna lose it because like, what are we doing here, Netflix? At least we'll transition in a second. At least with goofy ass Hannah and Nick, at least they show her being an asshole to him the whole time. Like, at least I can
Yeah.
understand. Like, but like this couple is like literally, it's like. Is there like a behind? It's like a behind the scenes DVD coming out where we're gonna get the special features where we get to see what they said. If broke ass Nick and Vanessa Lachey do not push this issue, you're gonna see a real angry white man on this screen in a few weeks. Okay, like it's just gonna be enough already. And then I'll claim that we're not gonna watch it anymore, and then we're gonna watch Love Is Blind, Buenos Aires next week.
Right. I think they almost know that they're having these conversations off camera. Like they're almost getting the cast is getting smarter. Like, I don't want to embarrass myself with some of these situations. That's kind of what after today, that's kind of where I'm at. And like, I mean, if I was on the show, I'd probably do the same thing. That's kind of where I wouldn't want to embarrass myself on TV like that.
It could just also be as simple as they're both fine people and they nothing really bad happened off screen and they're just not compatible. It didn't really feel like they were horribly compatible. Yeah.
I agree with that, Bag. My problem is like we were texting earlier when you were asking me if I was watching it. It's like, then don't go through the rigmarole of meeting the sick father and like reading the letter to him and just like doing all that. That to me is like you're putting on a show. Like that's where now I'm like, how can it be so different in 2 days? Again, there's a lot of mean things you can call people say and do, but like the nap, it's like you said, it's like he was been trying to portray himself as like, I don't want to like be an a-hole on screen. I don't super like her. Maybe he was planning on saying no at the wedding, right? And he was just trying to give the process. But the fact that he came to the party. That's bold. They don't usually do that. They break up on this show. They usually are not showing up at the mixer like the next night.
I kind of respected that.
Yeah, me too.
I kind of respected that. Like, the only person I'm okay with not showing up is Stephen because he's probably like having sex with mac and cheese or something weird. Like that one I'm fine with.
He's on
a
sex
he shouldn't be
list.
on there because he's gonna get dragged by every like man and woman on the show. I'm fine with it. I didn't have a problem with it. He's technically still a main cast member.
Yeah, no. It was bold. I went like I was watching it this morning, like with the baby, and I'm like, I can't actually believe this. And I've watched every damn episode of this show. Like, I can actually not believe this right now.
Talking about the mixer, I thought the mixer was kind of lame. Wasn't as good as the past seasons.
The mixer was lame because for all intents and purposes, there's a lot of people in that room that don't like each other, and they were just like chilling. Like it was a very mature mixer, I guess you could say that, but like it's not what we tune in for the mixers for. We tune in for the mixers for the conflict.
Yeah, I thought there'd be more. Hey, I really want to talk to this person. Let's see the conversations. Like we only got one conversation, and it was like way longer than it needed to be. Like Nick's just trying to go to Ravens game. That's really what that whole conversation that I got from that. He's just trying to go to a Ravens game.
Listen, let's transition to them because they're probably the most talked about as far as if you go on TikTok and stuff. Hannah and Nick are just all over the place right now. I have my thoughts. I've given them over the last few weeks. I'd like to hear Bag. I'd like to hear your opinion on Hannah and Nick and specifically how this week played out and their demise.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna get a lot of love for this either, but I think Hannah's a psychopath, man. Nick's
100%.
just like a sweet, kind of dumb, really not mature dude who's just like, I just love you. I'm just here for the marriage and stuff. And she just fucking digs into him nonstop. I'm like, yo, just calm down. I hope she goes back and watches this season over and is like, oh, I'm a bad person. Cause wow, man. Like, I feel bad for the dude. I'm glad that they're not a thing anymore.
I can agree with that. I think that she's gonna watch this back and not feel that way, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know.
Listen, today, like I've been like, look, I don't like that she's been so hard on him. That is like the most transparent trauma coming through. Like this is all based off her past. Her parents like booted her out when she was 18, said be an adult. She's bitter about that. She's still friends with the parents. The parents think she's nuts still. The mother like eye rolled the shit out of her when they had that conversation. But the fact is like where she loses the message and where she loses her credibility, because yeah, a 28-year-old dude should know how to like boil water, right? And shouldn't ask stupid questions. We talked about that last week. But when you pull the crap today where she's like, I'm more mature financially, maturity wise, sexually, and she's like digging into like what he won't go, what doesn't like going down on her and like all this crap that like that's like if I'm him, even if she's right about everything, you get to that point in watching this and you're just like, yo, you're petty, dude. You're doing nothing. Like you don't tell me she didn't prep her friends to trash him. She prepped her friends came in ready. They had the points, they had the counterpoints. She had the list. They probably had a photocopy of the list. Like, I want to read the list. Meanwhile, we're gonna come to find out that this dude is like got a house now, right? And is like a normal dude and was like, I was just trying to save a few bucks. Like that's what we all do. Like, sorry, I'm on my mom's cell phone plan. Guess what? My parents are on my cell phone plan. Like, that's not a reason that someone's not mature and that you need to drag him through life. Like it is so much.
I mean, this is the opposite of Tim and Alex. Like she almost saves all of her interactions for when the camera is there.
Or she's just pretty like that. She could just be like this all that
too.
time.
That too.
Yeah. When she drops the line, I turned you from a boy into a man.
Yeah.
they've known each other for like a month.
I know.
I'm like, whoa, that's some level of ego that I can't even grasp. That is insane. Yeah. And Nick living at home is not a bad thing. The average person lives at home in the States until they're 30 now. So he's doing okay. He's right on track.
Yeah, the guy played in a professional football league. I mean, come on, like
I tried to look that up. I don't think he did. All I could find was that he might have tried out for a CFL team and didn't make it.
oh, he didn't make it. He's just using his accolades. That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
I think you could tell a lot in this show a lot of times from how like people interact with their own parents, right? And Nick's parents loved him, and yeah, they baby him a little bit, but like at intents and purposes, he's not a bad dude. He's trying to start a career. That chick's parents don't want anything to do with her. They want nothing to do with her. They won't grill the guy. They're like, he seems pretty normal to me, which tells us this is not the first or probably like 10th time that she's like eaten up and chewed some poor dude out, probably.
Even her brother, like when he's having the conversation with her brother, and he's like, yeah, she could be pretty intense sometimes. You're like, man, for your brother to say that on camera, the second you step out of a room, he's just dying. Yeah.
He was sipping the tea.
Yeah.
I think we'd be surprised to see if a lot of people like Hannah. They might not agree with Nick in some of like the things that he does, but I can't be like, people can't come on here and be like, I agree with everything Hannah's doing. Like, I don't like her at all. She's my least favorite character.
Yeah, she was pretty bad, man. I mean, and like I said, I'm frankly glad that we didn't have to go through a rigmarole of a bullshit wedding with them, because there was 0% chance that she was saying yes. And like, I kind of was worried that she was going to use this as another opportunity to just dress this dude down at the altar and then in front of his whole family and then go deuces. Like, she got super skinny too now.
Yeah, I saw that.
She's like,
you guys are doing some looking up. I'm
not even. It just comes up. It just pops up on the reality guys TikTok. It just anything Love Is Blind just like comes up.
Let me tell you something. I don't go on that explore page at all.
Post and leave.
Post and leave.
Yeah, no, you can tell by the feed that comes up that it's all.
Yeah, it's not me. It's definitely not me. I'm going.
Like, what is this game? That like, what is this BS that's popping up on my TikTok right now? But
post and leave for me.
But no, she and again, that says something too. And I'm all for people getting healthy and all, but like the glow up usually comes when you know that you kind of probably look like an asshole. And so you need to like figure it out. And like, you're going to try to, and like, that's the sad part. It's like, I genuinely think he did like her. I think he was attracted to her. I don't think he was BSing in that part. I think he thinks he loves her. It's again, me and Brian talked about this last week back. It's like this guy, his worst enemy was his mouth. Just Google things. If you don't know an answer to something, just look it up. If you've never loved someone, don't say that. Just be like, yeah, I've been in other relationships, but I thought I was in love, but maybe I don't know if that was real love. But to just like, he didn't do himself any favors with a chick that obviously was not cool with any immaturity. And he was just like an open book about his immaturity and his lack of experience. And she kind of victimized the dude for it.
Yeah. She says she's like no immaturity, but like what she says, like, oh, I have a fun side. Then what's your fun side if you're not doing anything that's not even a little smidge of immature?
I pay my bills on her.
I don't like her. I mean, that's just really what it comes down to. If anybody likes her, leave it in the comments below. I can debate you, I guess.
I'm not too proud of a host here, and I am going to say that for now, I was wrong about Ashley and Tyler. Tyler's got kids. Allegedly, they are donor babies. Internet may argue differently.
You haven't seen this yet? You haven't seen all the receipts? Bro,
I've seen the receipts. I'm trying not to.
Dad.
We said it last week that he there was a picture that floated out that like again wasn't searching out, but of him like in matching PJs with the kids like at Christmas. So what I'm confused about though is like how once he admitted it to her, how did she not sleuth that info out? Like how is it coming out now? They filmed this crap like a year ago. Like how did she not find out?
I don't think I don't think the mothers of the children would have known he's on the show. He probably kept that pretty low key. Sure. So no one's outing him yet. No one just wanted to post any of the information. It's the only thing that makes sense because now that the show's aired, I've seen endless crazy story. And I don't know what he's doing, like how he thinks he's going to pull it off when she's clearly going to figure it out at some point that the sperm donation was, the classic way of doing it. Not the donation way.
Traditional donation.
Yeah.
Have you seen that movie with Vince Vaughn called Delivery Man?
Oh, is that where he has like a bunch of kids?
He like
a million kids?
He has 500 kids from donating sperm in the town, and like it's like a comedy about that. And this is kind of what this is turning into. It reminds me of. I don't want to
Someone's
laugh
gonna
at
show
it,
up
but
at Christmas.
it's just funny when we watch this show. Like every season, there's like some weird thing that happens. Like we had Steven with his like weird
That,
food
yep.
porn fetishes, and
Is that what it was?
no,
Yeah.
I'm just making jokes because
Oh,
he like
okay.
would say like, oh, it would be fun to have sex with like mac and cheese or apple pie or just weirdo stuff. Like,
He's a deviant, dude. We said that, right? We know that. Like this guy
yeah,
is a ugh.
and so they have their phones now. So if she found that out, wouldn't you just like go back like 5 years on them? And especially if you're living with somebody you just got married to, I would be like at the bottom of the Instagram and I would be going through like every post trying to.
Apparently he sleuthed every
You got rid of it
last
all.
trace of his children off of social media. But guess what?
Gotta check
Unfortunately,
the Zanga or the MySpace.
yeah, well, guess what? Yeah, well, unfortunately for him, the mother-in-law didn't. So we're gonna
God
see.
bless
I
her.
think that's gonna be a major thing at the reunion, obviously. I
Hopefully,
wonder if he shows his face.
he will.
He doesn't seem like he really feels that
Dude, if
bad.
that one dude from the other season, that was on Perfect Match with the mullet, that guy showed up, he'll show up.
Oh, Tyler.
Is it Tyler? Is that what it is? Was it Tyler?
I thought it was Tyler, the bulky dude, right?
Yeah.
With the I thought it was Tyler, but or Tanner?
I'm
I thought it was a
really trying.
team.
I'm racking my brain here trying to
There's a
think.
lot of douchebag
Yeah,
white dudes
whatever
in
that guy's
7
name is,
seasons.
if he showed up to the reunion and got grilled, he will be there. Steven is the equivalent that season of that dude. So if Steven shows up, Tyler should show up.
It was not Tanner, but apparently there was a guy named Tanner on Love on the Spectrum. So, which
We're
honestly
not
is like what I
covering.
feel like we were watching this season. Um, Ramses, Ramses, Black Anakin. Uh, this guy, like, they're still gonna get married?
I don't know, man.
It
I
didn't
don't
look.
know.
I think there was only two weddings I could tell from the cut footage at the end for the coming up next.
Yeah,
I think there's only two weddings.
season's a mess, dude.
So there's
Yeah.
three possible, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's only 3 remaining. So
Mm.
they would be the favorite to have a like beginning of the episode breakup, like the night before breakup. We've seen it
Yeah.
before.
Like we didn't talk about Taylor and Garrett yet, but
We will.
we won't.
No, we will.
Oh, we won't.
They're boring.
their fight was so dumb and normal. Yeah, I feel like they're the ones. So I really guess it would come down to the dude just cares about sex so much, man. Like, wait till your wife's pregnant. He's not gonna make it. He's not gonna make it.
Man, I'm watching with my girlfriend, obviously.
Yeah.
And as soon as he started speaking, I was like, oh, I know that dude. That's the dude that learned therapist language online and he uses it to disarm women and try to get them to sleep with him. And it's just so apparent that he like can't hide. Like the longer they go, the less he can hide who he really is. He's just a douchebag.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No one with that braid is not a douchebag.
Yeah, or a Padawan.
He's
Like,
definitely a
so,
Padawan.
like,
Yeah, one or the
Padawan.
other, man.
it's like we were joking about this last week. We were texting about this. It's like, I'm deathly allergic to birth control, and like I feel like if I have it once, they said, oh, I'm gonna be like infertile. It's like, yeah, but like my nut. And then she's like, yeah, but like it's like firmly against like my beliefs and everything, and like I know you're really like into your beliefs too, so I'd hope you'd understand. He's like, yeah, but my nut. Like it's like this guy, Mr. Sophisticated, Mr. Pacifist, Mr. I'm like
Yeah.
I'm a Mr. White Knight. It's like you're a creep, man. You are a creep.
Yep.
And I'd say condoms have come a long way. So he makes it sound like I think in the old days they would use like a sheep intestine or liver or something
They
like
still have the sheep. I'm only
Yeah.
laughing that you said that, Brian, because I'm literally reading a Stephen King book, and it's one of the ones where it's like a time travel one. The guy's like back in the 60s, and he makes a comment. He's like, we've had a lot of advancements in the last 40 years. Condoms aren't one of them.
that.
It's like they
Yeah.
still suck.
I mean, it's just kind of funny that like you could, I don't know, man. There's so many like microscopic condoms you can wear. I don't know, man. Get a vasectomy, dude. If you're like, there's so many things you could do if you're so worried. I guess he does want to have kids, but dude, just
Can you
get
imagine those
extra
douchebag
thin.
kids?
There's extra thin for a reason. It's like extra thin, like XXX thin, too. We have to send Ramses if he ever comes on the show. That could be his gift that we give him.
Dog, if I could find his PO box right now, I will send him condoms. Just unreal, man. Yeah, I don't like for her sake, like, and she made a great point, and I was glad she vocalized it. What do you even do, dude? She's like, I'm going to law school, I'm working, I'm driving to and from Baltimore from DC every day, still hooking up with you and stuff, and you still are just sitting there like at the end of the episode, like, don't know. It's just a lot, you know. We're just a lot of things that you won't do for me, and I don't know. I like it. I'm like, I get this asshole off my screen, like unreal that I got to see him, and that's the kind of douchebag we're gonna see on like the on like Perfect Match. Like this
I
douchebag
don't
will be
know.
back.
Yeah,
Oof.
100%.
You know what he's doing, Bill? He's like got his little thing on his eyes, and he's like doing the blind blocking
Oh,
of
he's Luke
the
Skywalker has to
yeah,
feel
like
it.
on the Millennium Falcon. That's what he's doing. Bum. He's a
Oh,
bum.
total bum. Let's transition. Like you said, Brian. Let's talk about probably the couple that will actually get married. Um,
Garrett and Taylor.
yeah, that's the most normal relationship I've seen. Like it's the nerdy guy with the hot girl, and he's just like, "Yep, you're right, you're right, you're right, you're like this." He's a physicist, so he isn't dumb. This dude has picked up pretty quick that he's like, "I'm just gonna go with what she says. Like, if I just go what she says, we'll probably be okay." And like, yeah, maybe just don't answer your ex. And fair, the his problem again was that he lied. Like if he had just said, "Hey, my ex texted me," and I just said, "You know what? I want to put an end to her messaging me," so I told her we're getting married and I'm happy. You're all good. That dude was like, I only pressed the like button. I swear." And then like to the dirt bag dude, he's telling the truth. Just a little slip up, but I think they're gonna be fine.
I gotta think like, why would you lie? Like, or just show her me? Like, I think there might be more. Like, I think she's gonna be like, show me the text, and it's gonna be a little bit worse, and she'll be angry, but they'll persevere and say yes at the altar.
Mm. Bag, what do you feel about them?
There's no way he didn't text some shit that he didn't want her to see. I can
Yeah.
just, that when they're having the interaction and she's like, "Well, go get your phone." And he's like, "Oh, well, like, oh,
It's at the
we'll
table.
do this later. Yeah, it's really far away, and I gotta
Yeah,
unlock it with
I
my
left it in
finger."
San Diego.
Yeah, it was just too
I
much.
accidentally dropped it in the toilet 10 minutes from now.
Yeah. Oh, and like, oh, just like give me just a second in the bathroom so I can delete some stuff. That's kind of what it felt like to me. I feel like they'll probably make it to the wedding, but they're definitely not going to last to the reunion.
Oh, you
So you
think
think
so?
they get married and divorced?
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Hmm.
We don't get that too often on this show. Like the divorce once they go through it, like right away. Now people have divorced on the show,
Yeah.
post haste, but like, look, the fact that we're even talking about this is crazy, right? It's like the fact that we can't even like the most solid couple, we can't even really be like 1,000% they're good. Shows that this is a cast of horrible people. This season is a cast of horrible people. There's the title. Freaking like I have no, I don't know if you get jaded after watching 7 US seasons and a bunch of the other BS in the other countries we've watched, but like, I'm of the opinion that you wait for decent people before you go ahead and do the damn seasons or and pods and you get some more better people in there. Like, dump some of them out. Like, yeah, you're boring TV. See ya. Bye. But they just don't. And then we got to sit here like a bunch of assholes and like watch it with our wives and our girlfriends and then have to bitch about these losers when like it's so easy to just not be an asshole on screen and they just can't help it.
I think that's just society these days. So would you have rather seen Leo and Brittany?
yep.
Hell yeah, dude.
I was
They're
just gonna
doing
say that.
TikToks and shit together. They're friends. Like they're more entertaining at least.
I
Yeah, if
just
you're gonna
hate,
have a cast of shitty people, bring the bottom of the barrel shit, man. Like,
yeah.
just give me Leo so I can at least laugh.
Who would you have cut here? I mean, I guess that's
Huh. The kid with the dude with the kids.
but see that's a storyline though. You almost make you think that you cut Taylor and Garrett. But I guess you need one like go to.
Boring couple. Yeah, I mean they need to be fair too. It's like I respect their parents, but like them not wanting to be on camera doesn't do a lot for us.
I mean, honestly, Tim and Alex could be the one for me because just we hadn't seen half of their like conflict. We haven't even seen. It's just
Yeah.
literally them talking about it. So that might be the biggest. Like, I could be okay if I didn't see that. Like, you Men in Black me. and like I forgot them, I wouldn't miss anything.
To be fair, we didn't see half of their shit anyway, right,
Yeah.
Brian? So you're right. So you might as well just cut the other half
Yeah.
out where he's mad at her and she's
Leo,
sitting there.
I don't like the loser Bruce Wayne, but it's
Yeah. Broke ass
what to do.
Bruce Wayne,
He ain't
shitty
broke.
Peter Parker.
I don't think he's broke.
No, broke ass as in like his a broke ass version of
Oh.
Bruce Wayne. He's a Timu Bruce Wayne.
Oh, okay.
Freaking guy. Look, I still love talking about the mess. This was a mess. This season has just been going down the spiral as we go. We have the finale next week, and then we'll have the reunion. It's usually like that following that Sunday or Monday. So finale may be a little clunker, but I do think we're going to have a lot to talk about when the reunion rolls around. So I'm really looking forward to that for sure. Any closing thoughts, guys?
Check out Love Is Blind Habibi. It's better than this.
Yeah, Love is
yeah.
Blind to BB's gotten a lot of the you want to talk about like looking for Gaza in the comment section, just go to our video about Love is Blind to BB and men and women arguing about the place of men and women in a Muslim society is happening on the Reality Guys comment section right now. So go ahead and go learn something.
I think I really miss what's the show I'm trying to think of? Not Perfect Match. What's that other one that I just watched?
The
God,
ultimatum.
Love Island. I just really miss Love Island, bro.
Yeah,
This show
yeah.
just is like a placeholder for me until I can get back to Love Island.
Love Island
Yeah.
Australia is about to premiere. So
Yep.
Let's
you're
go.
looking for your fix. And Australian versions of most of these shows end up being like prime versions of shows. They do like what American shows used to do. Survivor's better, Love is Blind's better.
It's very fixed.
It's produced. It's very produced,
Yeah,
heavily produced.
yeah.
But again, still enjoy those Aussies more than I'm enjoying these people.
Yeah.
Hey, like I said, everybody, we will be back. Check out the playlist. We have every Love is Blind season basically outside of, I don't think, did we do Japan?
I watched it, but I was like,
There's no
reason to
video of
cover it.
that.
There's no reason to cover it. It was
But
so conservative.
go back on our playlist. If you're just getting into Love is Blind now, go back and watch the old seasons. We have week by week reviews of every season of Love is Blind in existence, which is outrageous to say. But you can literally watch along. I've had people message me being like, I'm watching old seasons and watching your reviews as we do the weeks. So you can see how Brian and I actually felt in the moment. No revisionist history here. Bag, had a blast having you on, dude. Would love to have you back, like the reunion / we get some Love is Blind. I mean, some Love Island back. Would love to have you back, man.
Hell yeah, dude.
Sure.
Make sure you like, subscribe, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all the Reality Guys. But until next time, for myself, Brian Bag, thank you so much for watching. Peace.